You walk past the free weights, drop to the floor, and bang out a few push-ups. A guy loading his fourth plate looks down at you. Push-ups? That's a warm-up. Funny thing, that beginner exercise built one of the greatest athletes who ever lived. And that same guy, he can't do 20 of them clean. Here's what the iron snob never understood. The push-up isn't one exercise. It's an entire system. The floor is a gym. It's the oldest strength test on earth. Every soldier, every fighter, every athlete in history has met the floor. And the only thing standing between you and a chest built without touching a single dumbbell is knowing the 8 variations that actually change the game. Most people do one, badly. They do the same sloppy rep for years and wonder why nothing changes. Today we fix that. Standard push-up. You plant your hands under your shoulders, you brace your whole body into one straight line, you lower until your chest kisses the floor, and you press. That's it. And that's everything. Because a real push-up isn't an arm exercise. It's a moving plank. Your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, and your entire core firing at once to keep your body rigid while you press it through space. Think of it like a bench press where you are the barbell. The difference is, the barbell doesn't have to hold itself together. You do. One clean rep is worth 50 ugly ones. And here's where the gym exposes itself. Watch the average guy do a push-up. His hips sag toward the floor like a phone charging cable. Or his butt shoots up in the air like he's auditioning for a yoga class. Or, my favorite, the worm. His head dives first, then his chest, then maybe his hips show up late like an employee on a Monday. And then there's the half-rep king, the guy who bends his elbows 2 inches, bounces, and counts it. You did 50 reps of nothing. The rule is brutal and simple. One straight line, head to heels, chest to the floor, the whole way down and up. Master this before you even think about the other 7. If your plank falls apart, every variation after this is just decorating a broken house. Incline push-up. You put your hands up on a bench, a box, a couch, anything elevated, and you press from there. And immediately, the ego in the room sneers. Isn't that the easy one? Yes, that's the entire point. By raising your hands, you take weight off the movement, which makes it the perfect starting block for anyone who can't do a real push-up yet. No shame in that, everybody starts somewhere. And a clean incline push-up beats a broken floor push-up every single day. But here's what nobody tells you. Incline push-ups aren't just a beginner regression. They're also one of the best finishers in the building. When your chest is already fried from heavy work and you physically cannot do another full push-up, you bump your hands up, drop the difficulty, and squeeze out 20 more clean reps to chase the pump. It's a built-in drop set with 0 equipment. The angle also shifts the tension lower on the chest, hitting that bottom line of the pec. Same movement, you just turn the difficulty down so you can keep playing. And the beauty is the height is adjustable. Too hard on the floor? Hands on a bench. Too easy on the bench? Hands on a lower step. You have an entire difficulty dial built into one piece of furniture. Not a baby exercise. It's the on-ramp for beginners and the burnout finisher for everyone else. Swallow your pride and use it. Decline push-up. Now flip it. Feet up on the bench, hands on the floor, head pointing down. And suddenly the easy exercise wants to fight you. By elevating your feet, you dump more of your body weight onto your hands, and you shift the tension straight onto your upper chest and front delts. This is the one Dr. Mike would point at because that upper chest, the clavicular head, is the shelf that makes a physique look powerful in a t-shirt, and most people never train it directly. And the higher your feet, the heavier it gets. So this is also how you keep progressing once normal push-ups get easy. No need for weights yet, just raise the feet. Here's the trap though. The higher your feet go, the more this stops being a chest exercise and starts becoming a shoulder press. Put your feet too high and you're basically doing a handstand with extra confidence and 0 benefit to your pecs. There's a guy in every gym who declines his feet onto the top of a rack and wonders why only his shoulders are sore. The upper chest builder hiding in plain sight. Feet on a bench, not on the ceiling. Diamond push-up. You bring your hands together under your chest, thumbs and index fingers touching, making a little diamond shape, and then you press, and it humbles you instantly. Because by pulling your hands in close, you shrink the base, and you force your triceps to carry the load the chest used to share. And your triceps are actually the bigger part of your arm, bigger than the biceps everyone obsesses over. Want sleeves to fill out? It starts here. Bruce Lee understood this better than anyone. The man could do push-ups on 2 fingers, because he knew the closer and harder you make the leverage, the more the muscle has to work. The diamond is your bodyweight triceps machine. No cable, no rope, no push down. Just your hands, the floor, and the back of your arms screaming. Think of it like moving the handle closer to the hinge on a heavy door. Same door, suddenly way harder to push. And this is the great filter. The guy who brags about 100 push-ups a day suddenly goes quiet when you say, okay, 10 diamonds. His elbows flare out, his hips sag, and rep 4 looks like a cry for help. Keep your elbows tucked tight to your ribs, not flared out wide. Flared elbows give the work back to the chest and beat up your shoulders. The single best bodyweight triceps move there is. If you want arms, you stop avoiding these. Wide push-up. Now spread your hands out wider than your shoulders and press. By widening your grip, you shorten how far the arms travel, and you throw more of the work onto the chest, while giving them a bigger stretch at the bottom. And that stretch matters. Loading a muscle in its lengthened position is one of the strongest growth signals you've got. It's the exact same logic as taking a wider grip on a barbell bench press. More pec, less triceps. The wider you go, the more the chest has to pull your arms back together. But here's the warning, and it's a real one. Wider is not infinitely better. Go too wide, hands out by your ears, and you stop training your chest and start grinding your shoulder joints into powder. There's a sweet spot, a little wider than the standard, and go to a full deep stretch at the bottom. Past that width, you're just borrowing pain from your 40s. A pec-biased stretch movement. Wider than normal, yes. A human starfish, no. Archer push-up. This is where it gets serious. You go wide, then as you lower, you shift your entire body weight over one arm, keeping the other arm straight out to the side, barely helping. One arm does the work, the other one just spots you. Then you press up and shift to the other side. Everybody wants the one-arm push-up. Nobody wants to earn it. The archer is how you earn it. It lets you overload a single arm with almost your full body weight, while the other arm gives you just enough help to survive. Think of it like training wheels for the one-arm push-up. You're carrying nearly the whole load on one side, with a tiny bit of backup so you don't faceplant. Each rep, one pec is doing the job of two. And here's the part people hate. It exposes your weak side. Almost everyone has a stronger arm, and the archer drags that imbalance into the light and forces you to fix it, one side at a time. The standard push-up lets your strong side carry the weak one forever. The archer ends that. Run it from the floor, and as you get stronger, narrow the gap between your hands. The strength progression nobody has the discipline to run. Run it anyway. Pike push-up. You pike your hips up high, push your butt to the ceiling, make an upside-down V with your body, and now you lower the top of your head toward the floor and press back up. Notice what just happened. By flipping your torso vertical, gravity stops hitting your chest and starts crushing your shoulders. You just turned a push-up into an overhead press with zero equipment. This is the bodyweight shoulder builder hiding right under your nose, and it's the first real step on the road to a full handstand push-up. Frank Medrano, the guys with delts that look 3D, a lot of that started face down on the floor in this exact position. And just like the others, it's scalable. Feet on the floor to start, feet elevated on a bench to make it brutal, and eventually, head to the floor handstand work against a wall. Most people skip shoulders entirely on the floor because they don't know this exists. They'll do 100 regular push-ups and complain their shoulders are flat. Of course they are. You never pointed the movement at them. Now you do. The no equipment overhead press and your on-ramp to the handstand push-up. Hips high, head down, press. Explosive push-up. The clap push-up. You lower under control, and then you press so hard, so fast, that your hands actually leave the ground, and you clap before you land. This one isn't about size, it's about power. Explosive push-ups train your fast twitch fibers, the ones responsible for speed and athletic force. The ability to move not just heavy, but fast. And those fast twitch fibers are also the ones with the most growth potential. So training explosively isn't just for athletes. Bruce Lee chased this his whole life. The athletes who hit hardest, jump highest, move quickest, they all train explosive. It's plyometrics for your upper body. Think of it like the difference between slowly pushing a car versus throwing a punch. Same muscles, completely different output. And this is the one that ends careers in the comment section. Watch this. One clap, then a faceplant heard around the gym. Here's how you don't become that clip. Build your strength on the standard push-up first. Then do these low reps, fully fresh, full intent. Never grind them out tired, because sloppy explosive reps are how wrists and faces get hurt. Quality over quantity, every single set. The power finisher. Build the strength first, then learn to throw it. So, 8 variations. And did you catch what just happened? Without touching a single weight, you just trained your entire upper chest, your lower chest, your outer chest, your front delts, your triceps, your core, and your raw athletic power. From the floor, for free. Herschel Walker, Olympian, one of the most freakish athletes in football history, built his body for years on push-ups and sit-ups. No bench, no barbell, just relentless progression and a refusal to believe the floor was beneath him. And Goggins? The man carries the boats on a body the gym told him you can't build without a barbell. They had one thing in common. They didn't see the floor as a limitation. They saw it as the gym that's always open. Here's the truth the iron snob will never accept. Push-ups were never the beginner exercise. They were the test. You don't graduate from them, you graduate through them by changing the angle, the leverage, the speed, the balance, until the floor that everyone ignores becomes the only gym you ever really needed. Change the hands, change the feet, change the tempo, and one movement becomes 20. The weight was always there. It was you the whole time. So pick a variation that actually challenges you. Treat it like a real lift. Count your reps. Add reps every week. Progress it like a real lift. And stop skipping the most complete upper body movement ever invented. The floor doesn't care about your excuses. It's open right now. You've built the push, but a body is only half built. Pushing is one side of the coin, and you can't pull yourself out of bed with a chest. The other half, the pulls that build the back nobody trains, that's the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss it.